Adamma, look at me very well. You are 3 months pregnant. 3 good months. Who is responsible?
Madam Principal, I swear there is nobody. I am telling the truth. I am still a virgin, ma'am.
Don't try me this morning, oh. Don't stand here and talk nonsense. Do I look like a fool to you? Pregnancy does not just fall from the sky. You better start talking.
The pregnant virgin. 3 months ago, Adamma had been the perfect daughter. In their small village, other mothers would point at her when scolding their own daughter. Why can't you be like Adamma, they would say. See how she helps her mother. See how she greets the elders. Adamma was the only child of her parents. Her father was the deacon at the village church. Her mother led the women's prayer group. But the family's name carried weight in every corner of the village. They were well respected. In school, Adamma was the best at almost all the subjects. She turned home with all sorts of awards. Her classmates admired her. Even the teachers treated her with a softness reserved for children who made them proud. But not everyone admired her. Some people watched her shine and felt their hearts twist, especially BC and Paula. BC, the one with sharp tongue and even sharper eyes, hated how teachers always used Adamma's answer as the correct example. Bola, round-faced, dramatic, and quick to start a fight, could not stand how boys only loved talking to Adamma and ignored them. To them, Adamma was not just a classmate, she was a threat. Bola and BC had tried everything within their power to make Adamma's life miserable. Spreading small rumors, hiding her books and assignments, reporting her falsely for noise making. Every attempt failed. Adamma always came out innocent, untarnished, untouched. It annoyed them, it angered them, it burned their hearts. But then something happened, something no one expected.
Class, have you heard the latest gist? Adamma is pregnant!
The pregnant virgin. Adamma, this is the last time I will ask you. Tell us who is responsible. Her father thundered, his voice shaking the entire compound. But Adamma held on her truth, her voice trembling yet firm. Daddy, please believe me. I'm still a virgin. I haven't been with any man. By the next morning, the news had spread throughout the village like a wildfire. Adamma, who was an example of purity, was now the subject of hushed conversations and sideways glances. From that day, life became a storm for Adamma. Everyone in the village had something to say. Some shook their heads with pity. Others hissed loudly whenever she passed. Even in her own compound, aunties who had never spoken to her before suddenly became investigators. Virgin care. So she has been a prostitute all along, one of them screamed. Only her mother stood by her, firm, stubborn, and ready to fight anybody. If my daughter says she's a virgin, then she's a virgin, Mama Adamma would shout. Despite the shame, Adamma still had to go to school. Their WAEC exams was already ongoing, and no one was about to let pregnancy stop her from writing chemistry and commerce. The moment she stepped into the school compound, everywhere froze for 1 second. Then whispers began. Now wow, see the pregnant virgin, Holy Mary Jr. And then of course, BC and Bola, these two chief broadcasters, they were so excited. One would think they just won lottery. BC would walk past her loudly, humming gospel songs like, "You are the God of miracles," while Bola clapped her hands dramatically, saying, "Father Lord, do it for me too." Adamma's life became a circus. But to Mama Adamma, there was no joke. She dragged her daughter from hospital to hospital, from general hospital to private hospital to clinics. Everywhere they went, the result was the same. She's definitely pregnant. Mama would shout, "Yes, we know she's pregnant. We are asking how." Some nurses would look at her with confused pity. The funniest day was when they met one old doctor who removed his glasses and asked, "My dear, did you mistakenly sit on any man?" Adamma almost fainted from embarrassment. Still, her mother refused to give up. Then one specialist finally suggested something different. She checked the date, calculated carefully, and wrote down a specific date. That was the day of conception. The room went quiet. Mama held the paper like it was a treasured map. Adamma stared at it with wide eyes.
My daughter, what exactly happened on this day? Mama, that was the day of our school's inter-house sport exactly 3 months ago.
If someone had told Adamma that her life would change on Itaha's birthday, she would laugh. That morning she woke up a champion, confident, ready and untouchable. It was the one day the whole school came alive, and one place Adamma always shined. Perfect, brilliant, talented Adamma. She had always been the school star runner. Everyone expected her to win the 200-meter race again. Everyone except BC. Because this time, BC had been training in secret, training hard, driven by jealousy and determination. She wanted to defeat Adamma, to take the one title Adamma had never lost. Even Bola was acting off that morning. The two of them weren't their usual dramatic selves. No gossiping, no mocking other students, no loud bragging. Instead, they kept whispering, long suspicious whispers, hiding behind the school old generator house, stealing glances around like they were planning something forbidden. Everything must go perfectly today, Bisi muttered as she and Bola slipped back into the crowd. Then just before the race began, Adamma's name was announced. The crowd screamed and clapped. "Adamma must bring this trophy home," someone from the crowd shouted. But as she walked to the track, she realized someone had taken her water bottle. Strange, she always kept it on the bench, always. Maybe someone carried it, she thought, or maybe I forgot. She shrugged it off. When the whistle blew, Adamma ran like she always did. Strong, confident, determined. But halfway into the second lap, she felt something she had never felt before. A sharp dizziness. She blinked hard. Her vision doubled. The noise around her sank into a dull, distant echo. Students screamed her name, but she could barely hear them. Then everything went blank. Adamma had slumped to the floor. The stadium immediately got disarrayed. Students screamed, teachers panicked, and even the principal almost fainted while shouting orders that made no sense. Hours later, Adamma woke up on a hospital bed with headache and dry throat. The nurse sighed with relief. "You probably overworked yourself," she said gently. Her game master added, "It must be because you didn't eat well." Nobody questioned anything. Nobody suspected anything unusual. But Adamma did. Because when she sat up, she noticed something terribly wrong. She was no longer wearing the skirt she had worn for the race. And there was a faint smell of disinfectant she couldn't explain. Confused, she asked the nurse, Did someone change my clothes?" The nurse looked even more confused, replied, "No, you were brought here exactly as you collapsed. We didn't remove anything." But Adamma was certain. The skirt she woke up in wasn't hers.
Adamma says,
I don't want to hear it. That girl has disgraced this family. Because of her, half the village has stopped coming to church. Let her carry her shame alone.
but she says she's still a virgin.
And I say I don't care.
The moment Adamma and her mother stepped into the school compound, everything stopped. Students froze. Conversations died. Mama Adamma walked like a woman possessed. I will get to the bottom of this, she kept muttering. Even the teachers, usually proud and untouchable, couldn't meet her eyes. When she faced the principal, the woman opened her mouth. Her voice came out shaky. We don't understand, ma. She collapsed during the race. Nothing unusual. Nothing anyone noticed. Mama Adamma laughed. Nothing unusual, she repeated. My daughter didn't faint for no reason. Someone did this to her. Hours passed with questions, arguments, silence. Yet no clue. No weaknesses. No answers. Just confusion. But Adamma knew one thing. If she waited for the adults, the truth would stay buried. So she decided to go back to the school hospital, where everything first went wrong. At the hospital, she walked through the quiet corridors, her heart pounding in her chest. A familiar nurse saw her and smiled gently. You are looking much better, dear. I was worried about you, the nurse said. Adamma did not smile back. Her voice was steady, yet urgent. I need to know everything that happened when I collapsed. Every single thing. Who brought me here? Who carried me? Who stayed with me? The nurse froze. Then she said it. Your friends, BC and Bola. Adamma's heart skipped. Yes, they were very concerned, the nurse continued. They insisted on carrying you themselves, along with your game master. They even refused to leave the ward. She lowered her voice. It was strange. Adamma's mind raced. Bola and BC had been involved somehow. Determined to dig deeper, she returned to school early the next morning. The corridors were quiet, almost empty. Adamma walked straight to the senior girls' locker room. She went to BC's locker. Her hands trembled as she unlocked it. Inside, tucked between a stack of chemistry textbooks, was a small brown paper bag. Convinced, Adamma opened it. Inside the bag, there it was. The skirt, the one she had worn for the race. Dirty, stained, crumbled, and beside it was a bottle of pills, half empty. Adamma's chest tightened. Before she could think, a dark figure appeared behind her. Looking for something? Mary Jr.? Her blood turned cold. The figure stepped forward. Dark eyes, cold smile. You should have accepted the miracle, Adamma, the voice whispered, pressing her against the locker. Now, you are going to wish you just stayed fainted.
So you're responsible for this.
I never planned the pregnancy. I swear.
You should have accepted the miracle, Adamma. The voice came from behind her. Not Bessie, not Bola. Adamma turned slowly. It was Samuel. School prefect. Quiet, always respectful. The same boy whose mother had been shouting the loudest in her neighborhood. Adamma has clearly been a prostitute all along. Adamma's voice shook. Why are you here? Samuel smiled faintly. You really don't remember me, do you? Adamma's body trembled. I have never spoken to you in my life. Samuel laughed. And that, he said, is exactly the problem. On Inter-House Sports Day, Samuel had been assigned to help the games master. He had access to the school clinic, to the locker rooms, to the water bottles. While everyone watched the race, Samuel watched Adamma. He had admired her for years, silently, obsessively. The perfect girl, the untouchable girl, the girl who never looked his way. That morning, when he overheard BC and Bola plotting to make Adamma faint using pills stolen from the sick bay, he didn't stop them. He improved the plan. He replaced the pills, stronger, sedating. When Adamma collapsed, Samuel was there, calm, helpful, and trusted as always. While the games master ran for help and nurses panicked, Samuel stayed back. Just a few minutes, that was all he needed. So, you were responsible for this, Adamma screamed. Samuel laughed bitterly. I never planned the pregnancy, I swear. Suddenly, a sharp gasp filled the room. Adamma looked past Samuel and froze. Bisi and Bola. They had been standing by the door the entire time, listening, hearing everything. For once, there was no mocking smile on Bola's face. Even Bisi had no sharp words to throw, only shock and horror. Samuel! Bola whispered. How could you? Samuel spun around, panic flashing through his face. Not one word of this to anyone. Before he could finish, Bola lunged forward. He grabbed Samuel by the collar and yanked him away from Adamma. Samuel tried to escape, but Adamma, shaking and furious, joined in, holding his arm down with all the strength she had left. For the first time since everything began, Adamma was no longer powerless. Hold him! Bola shouted, and Bisi ran. She ran like she had never run before, out of the locker rooms and into the corridors. Somebody come and hear this, oh, she screamed. The pregnant virgin is not a liar, oh. Students poured out of classrooms. Teachers rushed in. The principal followed, breathless, confused. By the time they arrived, Samuel was on the floor, crying and exposed. The truth tore through the school and the entire village like thunder. Samuel was expelled, arrested and disgraced. His mother, the loudest judge of all, fell completely silent. Her voice disappeared from the village. Months later, Adamma stood before the village, a baby in her arms, still called the pregnant virgin. But now, everyone knew. Her past was stolen, but her future was hers to shape.